Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by reminding you of a fundamental truth. You are not ordinary. The very fact that people react to you in any way is evidence that you are carrying something rare, something unique, something that challenges the boundaries of the familiar, something that others are either drawn to or feel threatened by. The world has always been captivated by individuals who stand out, who think differently, and who refuse to conform to the expectations of society. These individuals often spark reactions, some positive, some negative, but it is through these reactions that their uniqueness becomes evident. If people react to you in any way, it is not merely a coincidence or a random occurrence. It is a powerful indication that you are carrying something rare. You are holding something that challenges the norm, something that makes others pause and think, even if they don't fully understand it. And this is where your true power lies. Your uniqueness is not a burden, it is your greatest asset. The world's reaction to your individuality is proof that you are stepping outside the ordinary and making an impact. In every society there are standards, there are norms, and there are systems that encourage people to fit into predefined molds. These molds are designed to make life simpler, to keep things predictable, and to reduce conflict. But while this predictability may offer comfort to many, it also suppresses greatness. True greatness is born from those who dare to break free from these confines, who choose to carve their own path, regardless of the reaction they may provoke. When you live authentically, when you dare to be yourself, you inevitably stir the waters of conventional thinking. And this is exactly what you are meant to do. We live in a world where the ordinary is often celebrated and the extraordinary is met with skepticism or even fear. But greatness cannot exist in the realm of comfort. It thrives in the realm of discomfort and challenge. The moment you stand out from the crowd, the moment you show the world your uniqueness, you become a beacon of something rare. And yes, this may cause a reaction. People may not immediately understand what you bring to the table. They might be unsettled, unsure of how to respond to the newness you represent. But this reaction is not a negative reflection of you. It's a reflection of the rarity of what you carry. It is easy to get discouraged when people react to you negatively, but it is important to understand that their reaction speaks volumes about them and not you. Often people fear what they don't understand. When you step out as your authentic self, it forces them to confront their own limitations, their own insecurities, and their own fears. You, by simply being yourself, become a mirror that reflects their inner struggles. The reaction you get is not always about rejecting you, it's about rejecting what they are not ready to face within themselves. And that is not your responsibility to change. What you are responsible for is to continue carrying your uniqueness with pride. Embracing your uniqueness is not always an easy journey. It requires courage, the courage to stand firm in who you are, even when it feels like the world wants to push you back into a mold. It requires resilience, the resilience to continue pursuing your path even when others try to pull you off it. The world often reacts with resistance when it encounters something new, something that challenges the status quo. But remember this, resistance is the natural reaction to greatness. It is in those moments of resistance that you must stand stronger, knowing that you are moving in the right direction. If people were not reacting to you, it would mean you are not truly making an impact. But if they are reacting, whether with admiration or with criticism, it means you are making them think, and that in itself is a form of success. When you embrace your uniqueness, you step into your full potential. You begin to realize that your individuality is not something to hide or suppress, but something to celebrate. The very things that make you different from others are the things that will allow you to create a legacy. There is a power in standing out, a power in thinking differently, and a power in living authentically. The more you embrace this power, the more you allow yourself to shine in a world that desperately needs light. You become a beacon for others who are also searching for permission to be themselves. The reactions of others can sometimes be harsh. People may mock you, challenge your ideas, or criticize the way you live. But their reactions are merely reflections of their own fears and limitations. Your role is not to meet their expectations, but to remain true to your own. And in doing so, you give others the courage to do the same. People may react to you because they see something in you they wish they had in themselves. The courage to be different, the courage to be bold, the courage to be rare. So when the world reacts to you, whether positively or negatively, understand that it is because you are carrying something precious. You are carrying a vision, a dream, a purpose that is uniquely yours, and that is something rare. You are not meant to fit in, you are meant to stand out, to challenge, to inspire. Every reaction you receive is a testament to the fact that you are living in your true essence. You are rare, and it is in this rarity that your greatest potential lies. Embrace your uniqueness, for it is the very thing that will allow you to make the most profound impact on the world around you. The reactions will come, but they will not define you. What defines you is your unwavering commitment to being who you truly are, no matter what. Every individual on this earth is born with a unique purpose. It is a force within us that drives us, shapes our decisions, and guides us toward fulfillment. Purpose is not something you must search for endlessly. It is already embedded within you. It is in your passions, your strengths, and your desires. When you begin to live in alignment with that purpose, you step into a realm of power that cannot be ignored. And when you step into that power, others will take notice. The way people react to you often has less to do with who you are and more to do with the energy you radiate when you are in alignment with your purpose. You see, when you live with purpose, your actions, words, and presence communicate a clarity and focus that others can feel. They might not always understand it, but they sense something powerful in your alignment with your calling. This is why people often react to you with admiration, resistance, or even envy. Whether they recognize it or not, your purpose resonates with something deep within them, and it challenges them to question their own lives and their own paths. Those who admire you are often people who recognize something they aspire to in you. Your commitment to living purposefully reminds them of their own potential, even if they are not yet fully tapped into it. They see the clarity in your direction, and it excites them, even if it makes them uncomfortable. Sometimes the admiration may turn into motivation, as they start to explore how they too can align their lives with their own sense of purpose. Your example becomes a beacon of what is possible when a person embraces their calling and lives it boldly. On the other hand, there are those who may resist or even challenge you. Their reaction might seem negative, but it is actually a reflection of their inner conflict. The power of your purpose creates a friction in their lives, forcing them to confront the reality of their own unfulfilled potential. They might resist you because they are not yet ready to face the truth about their own path. Your courage to live in alignment with your purpose reminds them of their own lack of clarity or commitment to theirs. But this resistance is not a sign of failure or rejection of your purpose. It's simply a reflection of their internal struggle. It's a sign that they are being pushed to face the uncomfortable truth of their own stagnation. There may also be moments when your purpose evokes envy. This is a natural reaction when people see someone living out their dreams with passion and focus. Envy is not necessarily a negative emotion, but rather a signal that someone is recognizing the depth of your commitment to your calling. They see what you are doing and wish they had the same level of clarity and purpose in their own lives. Instead of feeling discouraged by envy, understand that it is a reflection of the power of your purpose. Envy, in this context, is not an attack. It is an acknowledgement of the rarity and depth of what you carry. And while they may not yet be in a place to fully understand or pursue their own purpose, your journey is lighting the way for them. The way people react to you, whether with admiration, resistance, or envy, all points to one undeniable truth. You are living out your purpose. You are fulfilling a calling that resonates deeply with them. Even those who react negatively are responding to something within you that they recognize as true and meaningful. It stirs something in them that cannot be ignored, even if they try to suppress it. Your purpose forces them to reflect on their own lives, and sometimes that reflection is uncomfortable. But this discomfort is the catalyst for change. It is what propels others to consider what they might be missing, and it is what motivates them to seek alignment with their own purpose. This is the power of living with purpose. It is not just about fulfilling your own potential, but also about creating a ripple effect in the lives of others. When you align with your purpose, you are not only impacting your own life, but you are also inspiring those around you to step into their own greatness. People will notice your authenticity, your clarity, and your unwavering commitment to your calling. And in turn, they will begin to ask themselves, what am I meant to do? What is my purpose? Your purpose becomes a mirror that reflects their own potential back at them. When you live in alignment with your purpose, the world responds. Whether through admiration, resistance, or envy, those reactions are simply proof that you are fulfilling a deeper calling, one that resonates with others in ways that you may never fully understand. But this is the beauty of purpose. It transcends you. It touches lives in ways that go beyond your immediate understanding. And when you embrace your purpose, you are not only changing your own life, but you are also contributing to the awakening of those around you. So, continue to live boldly in the pursuit of your purpose. Know that the reactions you receive are not random or accidental. They are the reflections of the impact you are having on the world around you. The more you live with clarity and purpose, the more you inspire others to find the same clarity and commitment in their own lives. Your purpose, as rare as it may be, has the power to awaken greatness in others. To be rare, you must have the courage to be different. In a world where conformity is often celebrated, standing out can be a daunting task. It takes great strength to choose a path that is not well trodden, especially when it means challenging societal expectations, defying norms, and stepping away from the comfort of the familiar. But to truly unlock your greatness, you must embrace the courage to be different. Greatness does not emerge from fitting in or following the crowd. It arises from the ability to stand firm in your individuality, to walk a road less traveled, and to dare to be yourself, no matter what others may think. The truth is, most people fear what they do not understand. When someone steps outside of the norm, when they show up with a vision or an approach that challenges the status quo, it creates discomfort in those who are not yet ready to confront the possibility of change. They may respond with skepticism, criticism, or even rejection. But understand this, their reaction is not about you. It is about their fear of the unfamiliar. It is about their reluctance to step out of the boxes they have built for themselves. People are comfortable in their routines, their predictable patterns of life. And when someone like you comes along, living with a sense of purpose and authenticity, it disturbs that comfort. But this disturbance is not a bad thing. It is a sign that you are pushing boundaries. It is a sign that you are challenging the complacency that often holds people back. Your uniqueness forces them to confront their own limitations, to question their own choices, and to think outside of their comfortable little world. You are not just existing, you are actively provoking growth. The harsh reactions you might receive are, in fact, a testament to the fact that you are creating a ripple of change. You are making others think, reflect, and reevaluate their own paths. The fear of being different often leads people to stay hidden in the shadows of conformity. They adopt the behaviors, thoughts, and beliefs of the majority, seeking approval and safety in numbers. But safety never leads to greatness. It leads to mediocrity. Greatness requires risk, and risk means stepping into the unknown, embracing the uncomfortable, and being prepared to face resistance. The fear of being judged, criticized, or misunderstood can be overwhelming, but it is through overcoming that fear that you unlock your potential. People are rarely threatened by those who blend in. When you are like everyone else, you are invisible, you are predictable, and you do not demand any attention. But when you step out and dare to be different, you make waves, you shake things up. You force others to pay attention whether they want to or not. It is in those moments of disruption that greatness is born. So when you face harsh reactions or negative feedback, know that it is simply a reflection of the impact you are having. You are challenging the very systems and structures that keep people confined to their comfort zones. Remember that people do not react to you because they are offended by your success, your vision, or your authenticity. They react because on some level they know that your difference highlights their own complacency. Your courage to live boldly is a challenge to their own fear of stepping out and taking risks. It forces them to see that they too have the potential for greatness, but only if they can muster the courage to be different as well. Your uniqueness shines a light on what they are unwilling to face within themselves. But this is where the beauty of being different lies. The world is full of people who are afraid to stand up, to speak out, to take risks. They live in the shadows of conformity because it feels safe. But you have chosen to walk in the light of your own truth. You have chosen to embrace your individuality, to pursue your purpose without fear, and to take the road less traveled. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. It is easy to become discouraged when you face opposition or harsh reactions. But do not let these reactions derail you. Instead, let them fuel your determination to continue on your path. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand out. Your courage to be different is what makes you rare. It is the very thing that will propel you forward and inspire others to find their own courage. The more you stand in your uniqueness, the more you show others that they too can have the courage to be different, to challenge the norms, and to step into their greatness. In the end, the harshest reactions will be the ones that reveal the most about the potential within you. It is through your difference that you will leave a legacy. It is through your willingness to be bold, to be brave, and to be yourself that you will make the biggest impact. The world needs people who are willing to disturb the comfort zones, to shake up the status quo, and to live authentically. The courage to be different is the key to unlocking your true potential. It is through this courage that you will not only find your own greatness, but inspire others to find theirs as well. The way people perceive you is not solely a reflection of who you are. Often, it tells you more about where they are in their own journey. Perception is powerful because it shapes the way people interact with the world and with others. It is deeply influenced by their beliefs, experiences, insecurities, and aspirations. When people react to your life, your work, or your ideas, their response is often a mirror of their internal state, what they desire, what they fear, and what they value. In other words, how people see you is often more about them than it is about you. If someone admires your authenticity, your strength, or your success, it is not just because they appreciate your qualities. It is also because they see something in you that they may be longing for in their own life. People are naturally drawn to what they don't yet fully understand, and your uniqueness may represent something they wish they could embody. Perhaps they envy your confidence, your clarity, or your ability to live out your purpose so fearlessly. Their admiration may come from a place of deep respect, or it could be an expression of their own longing for those qualities. They see in you what they have not yet fully realized in themselves. At the same time, when others react with curiosity, it indicates that you have sparked something in them, a desire to explore, to understand, or to grow. Curiosity is a powerful force. It signals that people recognize something about you that intrigues them. They may not fully understand why you are different or why you do things the way you do, but they are drawn to it. They feel that there is something to learn from you, something worth exploring. Your ideas, your life, and your energy have ignited a flame of curiosity in them. They want to know what drives you, how you think, and what makes you unique. In this way, your rare qualities become a catalyst for self-discovery in others. However, not all reactions will be positive. Some may react with resistance or even skepticism, and this too reveals something about them. Often, people resist what they do not fully understand, especially if it challenges their beliefs or forces them to confront their own limitations. If they are stuck in their own comfort zones, they may reject what you stand for simply because it forces them to step outside their own familiar boundaries. Their resistance is not necessarily a critique of your worth or potential. It is a reflection of their inability to see beyond their current perception of the world. You challenge their established reality, and for some, that challenge feels like a threat. But even negative reactions can serve as a valuable lesson. They reveal where people are in their own growth process. Perhaps they are not ready for the transformation you represent. Perhaps they are still too bound by fear, insecurity, or their own doubts to embrace the possibilities you embody. If you encounter resistance, understand that it reflects their own journey and that they are not yet ready to embrace the rarity you bring to the table. The more you live your truth, the more you will expose the areas in others' lives that need healing or growth. On the other hand, when people react with admiration or curiosity, it is often a sign that you are serving as a beacon for what they are striving to achieve. Your life, work, or ideas may hold up a mirror to what they could become if they followed their own path of purpose. Your rare qualities attract those who are seeking something more, something deeper, something that aligns with their own aspirations. They see in you the potential they wish to unlock in themselves. By simply living out your truth, you become a guide for others, showing them that it is possible to live a life of authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. As you continue to walk in your purpose, remember that how people perceive you is not something you have full control over. People's perceptions are shaped by their own experiences, fears, and desires. When they react positively, take it as an affirmation that you are on the right path, that your authenticity and your unique qualities are resonating with those around you. When they react negatively, it is simply a reflection of where they are in their own journey. You cannot let their perceptions define you or deter you from your purpose. Ultimately, the role of perception is to remind you that your life is not just about you, it's about the impact you have on others. How people perceive you is shaped by what they see in themselves. The more authentically you live, the more you attract those who are aligned with your energy, your purpose, and your vision. And in doing so, you create a space for growth, not only for yourself, but for those who are drawn to your light. Your rare qualities serve as an invitation for others to explore, grow, and expand. By simply living in alignment with who you are, you become a mirror for others' potential, sparking curiosity, admiration, and transformation in the process. Every reaction you encounter, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth. It's easy to view reactions as a reflection of how others feel about you, but in reality, they also serve as mirrors that reflect back to you areas in your own life where growth and improvement are needed. Life's reactions, both encouraging and discouraging, are not obstacles but tools. Tools that can be used to help you evolve into a better version of yourself. If you are carrying something rare, something unique, the world's reactions are not just a commentary on your impact, but also a guide to help you understand your strengths and areas of opportunity. When people react positively to you, whether through admiration, curiosity, or inspiration, they are telling you that something you are doing is resonating with them. These reactions are often a sign that you are on the right track, that your uniqueness is making a positive impact. But even in these moments, there is room for growth. Positive reactions can reveal where your strength lies, but they can also provide you with a platform to expand on what you're doing. They encourage you to dig deeper into your purpose and sharpen your approach. You might begin to see how you can amplify your message, refine your work, or deepen your impact. However, the real growth often comes from the reactions that are less than favorable. Harsh criticisms or negative feedback can feel like an attack, but they can actually be the most valuable opportunities for growth. People who react negatively to you are often reacting to something they don't fully understand or something that challenges their own worldview. But instead of viewing these reactions as personal affronts, it's essential to use them as opportunities for self-reflection. The harshest criticisms often carry the greatest lessons, if you are willing to listen. Negative reactions provide insights into where you might need to adjust. For example, if someone criticizes your approach, your ideas, or your behavior, it could be a signal that something in your communication or your methods needs to be refined. It may highlight areas where you are not being clear or where your message is getting lost. These reactions can be an invitation to reassess and improve your approach rather than an indication of failure. Criticism also teaches you resilience. When you receive negative feedback or harsh reactions, it challenges you to remain true to your purpose and continue moving forward despite the obstacles. Every reaction, positive or negative, provides you with a chance to become stronger, more adaptable, and more in tune with your true calling. It is through navigating these reactions with grace and wisdom that you grow as a person, a leader, and a creator. You learn not to fear the negative responses, but to embrace them as necessary stepping stones on your journey. One of the most important lessons in life is that growth comes from discomfort. The things that challenge us the most are often the things that teach us the greatest lessons. Negative reactions force us to face our own insecurities, weaknesses, and blind spots. They force us to step outside of our comfort zones and look at ourselves from a different perspective. It is easy to stay in our own bubble and only surround ourselves with people who agree with us or support us. But true growth happens when we engage with feedback that pushes us to question our assumptions and reevaluate our approach. Instead of fearing the reactions you get, embrace them as tools for self-improvement. When you face criticism, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself what truths are hidden beneath the harsh words. Is there a point in the feedback that you can learn from? Are there areas where you need to adjust your approach? What are these reactions telling you about yourself, your work, or your impact. By looking at each reaction with a mindset of growth, you transform criticism into fuel for your personal development. It's also important to remember that not every reaction will be constructive. There will be times when people simply react out of jealousy, fear, or misunderstanding. But even in these situations, you can choose to rise above. Instead of being weighed down by negativity, use it as an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Let these reactions motivate you to keep moving forward, to stay true to your values, and to continue pursuing your purpose with even greater determination. Every reaction, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity for growth. The more you learn to embrace this, the more you will see that growth is not just about achieving success or receiving praise. It's about learning from every experience, every challenge, and every person you encounter. The reactions of others serve as mirrors that show you where you need to grow, where you need to adjust, and where you need to improve. And the more you grow, the more you can step into the fullness of your rare and unique potential. So, instead of fearing the reactions you receive, understand that they are a necessary part of your journey. They are not obstacles, but opportunities to refine, to adjust, and to expand. The greatest lessons often come from the harshest criticisms. And it is through these moments of challenge that you will find your greatest growth. People's reactions to you are the seeds you plant in their hearts. When you carry something rare, something truly unique, the way you live, the words you speak, and the actions you take leave an indelible mark on those around you. Whether the reactions are positive or negative, they are all part of the legacy you are creating. Your presence in the world has the power to provoke thought, stir emotions, and leave an impact that resonates long after your interaction has ended. The way people react to you reveals the lasting influence you have, and those reactions are the seeds that grow into something meaningful in their lives. When you are living in alignment with your purpose and embracing the rarity of who you are, every word you speak and every action you take becomes a reflection of your values and your vision. Some will admire you for your authenticity, your passion, or your commitment to living boldly. They will praise you, and in doing so, they will show you the impact you have had on their lives. These positive reactions are a testament to your ability to inspire, to uplift, and to move others in a way that encourages them to step into their own greatness. However, there will also be those who criticize, who challenge your actions or ideas. These reactions can feel difficult, but they are just as significant in shaping your legacy. Negative reactions stem from the way you challenge others to think, to grow, and to reconsider their own perspectives. The truth is, when you stand firm in your uniqueness and live boldly, you disrupt the status quo. You force people to confront the limitations of their own thinking. And not everyone is ready for that kind of challenge. Some will resist, criticize, or dismiss you. But their criticism is also a sign that you have sparked something within them. A realization that they are being pushed to change, grow, and perhaps even rethink their own life choices. What truly matters, however, is not how many people applaud or criticize you. What matters is the legacy you create through your actions, the impact you leave on the hearts and minds of others. It's about the way you inspire, challenge, and uplift those around you. When you carry something rare, your presence can act as a catalyst for transformation in the lives of others. You may never fully understand the ripple effect of your actions, but every time you speak truth, act with integrity, or live authentically, you plant seeds that will grow in ways you can't yet see. Your legacy is built not just on what you achieve, but on how you make others feel, how you influence their lives, and how you challenge them to be better. You may never receive the kind of recognition or accolades you deserve, but the impact you have on individuals will outlive any praise. It's in the quiet moments when someone remembers your words or reflects on how you made them feel that your true legacy is created. It's in the times when someone is faced with a decision and recalls the lessons they learned from watching you navigate your own challenges. A legacy is not something that happens overnight. It's the result of consistent actions, choices, and behaviors that align with your values and purpose. When you live with intention and purpose, you create a legacy that will inspire others long after you've gone. Your actions are like seeds planted in the hearts of those around you. These seeds, whether they grow into admiration, respect, or even challenges, will ultimately shape the way people think, feel, and live their lives. You may never see the full extent of the impact you have, but rest assured that your influence will continue to resonate in the lives of others. The most powerful legacies are those that inspire others to act, to live differently, and to strive for greatness. The legacy you create will be measured by how you uplift others, how you challenge them to think deeply about their own lives, and how you give them the courage to live authentically. Even in the face of criticism, you can still leave a positive and lasting mark by standing firm in your truth and continuing to live with integrity. In the end, the reactions you provoke, whether positive or negative, are a reflection of the powerful impact you are having. People may not always understand you, and they may not always agree with you, but they will always remember the way you made them feel, the way you challenged their thinking, and the way you inspired them to be more. The true measure of your legacy is not in the accolades or the applause you receive, but in the lives you touch, the hearts you move, and the change you inspire in others. When you carry something rare, your legacy is etched in the minds of those whose lives you've touched, and it is through their growth and transformation that your impact will endure. In conclusion, my friends, if people react to you, if they notice your presence, it is a clear indication that you carry something rare, something unique. Whether their reactions are filled with admiration, curiosity, or even resistance, understand that these responses are not a reflection of your worth, but rather an acknowledgement of the powerful force within you. You have the potential to challenge, inspire, and transform the world around you. The reactions of others are not obstacles to be feared. They are opportunities to reflect, grow, and refine the rare qualities that make you who you are. You have a purpose, a divine calling that only you can fulfill. And when you align your life with that purpose, people will react. They will either be drawn to your light or pushed away by their own fears and limitations. But your role is not to control how they react, but to remain faithful to who you were created to be. Remember, your legacy is not built on the applause of the crowd or the praise of others. It is built on the impact you leave in the hearts of those you encounter. The seed you plant in their lives, through your actions, words, and example, will grow and flourish long after you've gone. So stand tall in your uniqueness. Walk boldly in your purpose. Embrace the reactions you receive, for they reveal the areas in which you must grow. And never be afraid to disturb the comfort zones of others. Because true greatness does not come from fitting in. It comes from being faithful to the rare gift you were meant to share with the world. Your greatness lies not in your perfection, but in your authenticity, your courage to be different, and your unwavering commitment to your purpose. As you continue to live out your calling, remember that you are not just influencing the world. You are planting seeds of greatness in the lives of others. Those seeds, through time, will blossom into a legacy of transformation, inspiration, and impact. And as long as you remain faithful to the rare gift within you, the world will never be the same.